What's up, guys? It's Christian here, and today I want to talk to you about alter egos and how they can really help you in breaking mental barriers. So, the inspiration, for this video comes from Taylor Allen, who talked about, basically this exact same concept that I'm explaining to you guys, but with adding my experience to it as well to help illustrate the point. So he has created, the YouTube channel Deep Game, as well as the program in the YouTube channel to teach lessons from that. And so, from one of his videos, he told a story about how when he was in the fifth grade, he used to only score 2 points every single game, whether it was a fast break layup, open jump shot, he would always get 2 points a game. So then he was playing in one game where he got 4 points in the first quarter. And after he scored the fourth, like the second basket in the first quarter, he was like, all right, I'm done. I don't want to, do anymore because I don't know like what's, basically he feared, the unknown. And so, but with him, scoring, and so he was like a non-factor for the rest of that game. And the lesson from that story is that we have these, mental barriers that we have, just like how when I hear that when you want to train an elephant, you have like a rope that you tie to the elephant's leg, and then you tie, that same rope to like a stick that's in the ground. And so when the elephant wants to, drift away, they're always right back to the stick. So when you take them off the rope and the stick, they, just stand still or move very little, right? And so that, is another idea to illustrate this story, this point of like us having mental barriers. And having played basketball pretty much, my whole life, I know this very well. And I would say, I always tell people the two things that I think limited me as a basketball player was a lack of discipline and a lack of self-belief. And so this is one of the things that I wish I knew earlier when it came to, having the belief in myself that I really needed to be great at basketball. And now is what I'm using to be great at YouTube, to be great at school, and to be great at the work that I'm doing with aeronautical engineering. So to go further, what an alter ego is a another version of yourself. So like Kobe Bryant had the Black Mamba, who like he and the if you like search Kobe Bryant on why he created the Black Mamba, like if you search it into YouTube, you'll find a video of him explaining that his personal life was kind of interfering with basketball, and so he had to separate that by channeling this spirit, so to speak, that just goes on the court and balls out. And so what I think so that's really what the alter ego can serve as, is a way for you to break the mental barriers that you have in yourself. So for like my own example, that with experimenting with alter egos is later in my basketball career, when it was kind of too late for me to really put this concept into practice and allow it to help me do something even greater than what I've already done with the game of basketball. I started in my training sessions and my pickup games. I'm trying to explain this the right way, but like the first thing that I can explain is I would, pretend that I was LeBron James. Like, and it wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, think like I'm LeBron James, and I'm gonna, if I'm, LeBron, like in this play, what would I do? Like, no, I'm him. Like, I'm not Christian Guillemot anymore. I'm LeBron James. And so what I know that sounds cringe, but if you stick with me, what I'm trying to illustrate here too is that why that's such a great thing to have an alter ego is because like, let's say with this, like me becoming LeBron James in my head, when I do that, this, LeBron James, at least as far as I know, hasn't, okay, I'm not going to assume, but like basically the persona that I've, picked up right now hasn't had coaches, not start him because he's not good enough. Christian has had coaches not start him because he's not good enough. This persona has never had games where he's sat on the bench the whole game and never gone on the court. But Christian has had plenty of games where he sat on the bench and never got on the court. This persona knows that he can dominate a game. Christian only kind of knows that he can dominate a game. And it's a hard concept for me to, it was a hard concept for me to understand, because me personally, I really like myself. So I have some resistance to, kind of dismissing my own gifts. But at the same time, an alter ego can very much so bring out the best of your gifts, and even more so. It's just a matter of course, like, number one, bringing out the best of your gifts, and number two, like, like putting away the bad memories and anything else that distracts you from being the best version of yourself at that moment. So what I would say as far as like advice and action steps is, I think another good example that I haven't highlighted is, men speaking to women. Like, there are, guys who are in like a certain, conversation, and they'll just immediately feel awkward and like take the soonest opportunity that they can to just get out of that environment. I would know. And so sometimes it's good to just like, pretend in your mind that you're like, James Bond or whoever that you think is, really good with women and has like really good body language and all that kind of stuff, so that, when you're in that environment, you honestly, you perform better, right? And so that's what I would say is, like, whoever you admire, you pretend that you are that person. Or like, for example, that same guy that I was talking about earlier, Taylor Allen, he also, would say, because he was a good shooter and would be relied on by his teams to make shots, that he would just repeat in his head, sniper, right? That like that's that alter ego where like you are deadly from long range. Like, if it's a phrase, or if it's like, literally, pretending that you are a certain player or person that you really like, and you're no longer yourself for that moment in time, then do that. So yeah, that is the explanation of an alter ego and how it works and how it can, really help you. Have any questions, definitely please drop a comment or DM me on Instagram. Yeah, that's the video. I love you guys. Take care.